Welcome all my aliens, apes, and zombies. Mike check. Garth, how are we doing, my bud?
Good to hear your voice, sir.
Always wonderful to hear yours as well. We'll give it a minute or two to get some people filled in here. I think AP, Avery Piper, is going to be joining us.
Great.
And I'm going to be slamming into on Cyber here in 1 second. I think we have some friends hanging out watching the show, hopefully on Cyber. Let's see. Click a couple of these buttons. The Degen Den. I don't see it in my link tree, so that's something I'm going to have to fix here. And it is a Sunday. Again, back at it. One of the few left in July.
Actually, can't believe that. I can't believe we're going into August and days are going to start getting shorter here soon. And it's going to be fall before we know it, and fucking Christmas before we know it, and then New Year's, and then on to the next.
It's crazy how fast things go by, especially now I'm looking at the Degen Den, looping into it right now and just like flying into it through a wormhole of how fast time does go. And it's almost sad of how fast we're just flying through everything. And like you're saying, before you know, it'll be winter time again. But right now, gotta grasp onto this very summer-like weather out here in Chicago. But yeah, it's been another perfectly weathered day. Spent the day down by the beach, man. Down by the beach.
Yeah, I don't know if many people have been to Chicago. I remember the first time I went out there ever. I was staying like right on Michigan Avenue, and I had a really nice view. And I looked out the window. I was like, "What fucking ocean is that?" Like, I'm in Chicago. Like, what's going on here? And then it like hit me. I was like, "Wow, I'm an idiot," because that's the Great Lakes, and that is absolutely massive. I'd never seen anything like it. And there were waves, and you could probably surf them if you were good enough.
They do have surfers that go out there and ride those waves. It's one of the very few places in the world where you can be standing on the 100th floor somewhere, go downstairs, walk outside, walk maybe a half a block, and just be in fresh body of water, just like that. And very fortunate to have that, and have that really close to really close to where you can just hop in that drink. Hey, Dr. Doge, can you hear me at all? Mic check, Dr. Doge.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, Dr. Doge, he's back. So,
There we go.
Dr. Doge, he's been able to get back. He was changed locations. He moved, so he was out of the internet loop for a while, and I know it's killing him because he was just needed to get in that VR as much as he could. Just glad to hear your voice, my gas masked friend.
Dude, likewise, man. It's been way too long. Yo, how y'all been?
For those of you who are listening right now, you can actually watch Dr. Doge. So Metacon 68, thank you for watching or listening. And Field Trips, thank you for listening. But you can watch it right above. You see Paris Shilton up there. And you can just click on that link and actually watch live action where I'm actually in the Degen Den on Cyber. And we have Dr. Doge in VR. And he is back in VR, my friend. And we're going to be talking with Gartherly and Zerg Studio, excuse me, and what we have new for a new NFT drop that came out. So First of all, we have a little icebreaker here. And Doge, I've been seeing that you've been doing a lot of fishing lately. And I guess my first question is the largest thing you've caught, and it could be a fish, maybe you caught varmint running around the house, maybe you hopefully didn't catch a cold, but I guess the icebreaker question for yourself, Dr. Doge, and also Gartherly, is the biggest thing you've ever caught.
That's a good question. That's a really good question. So ever?
Yeah, and it could be a bad guy too. I mean, I know you're in the service. You could have been hunting down the bad guys in foxholes for all I know.
No, 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 nothing like that. Um, Pretty much, I'd have to say probably honestly a fish, and it's been a while since I've actually fished here, but I'd say probably about a 7, 6, 7 pound bass, man. That was fucking years ago, but that's about it. Nothing really bigger than that. I mean, we've hunted some, but I guess that's not really. Well, I guess yeah, technically caught, but hunted. But yeah, I guess like caught. That's probably about it. And here I'd say that one with that picture. You probably seen it there on Twitter. That one I'd have to
Yeah.
say probably about 3 or 4 pounds. Not too big, but it was relatively big. And that's here at the new house. So yeah, most recent. Yep. Yeah.
Hey, congratulations
So
on the move in. I hope it's
dude.
all going smooth. I'm glad you got the internet going up. We
Oh
are
yeah. Thank
taking
you.
funds for Dr. Doge to get Starlink because sometimes it's hard to get
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Oh, dang. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
You
I'm pulling
see?
it up right
Yeah. You see what I mean?
now.
Yeah. There we go.
I did see
Yep.
that picture. That was a nice sized bass.
Yep.
All right, so right now I'm looking at a bass the length of Dr. Doge's beard. If you've never seen his beard, he's got a good
Huh.
18, 20-inch beard going on at the
You
end of
could
that
click it. Yeah,
chinny chin.
it's even bigger than that. Like that's a full size pic too. I don't know why Twitter cuts it
Oh
off, but yeah,
man.
it's a pretty big fish. I was pretty
So he's
shocked.
got a largemouth bass there, not a rock bass, a largemouth bass there. He's sporting the US Navy issued
Army,
hat
yeah.
there, not Navy issued, but US issued hat there from US service. How about over to Garth? Garth, what was the biggest catch you've ever caught besides your wife there?
That's the best one, but the biggest is I think it was a 26-pound striper on Lake Lanier in Georgia. I lived on that
Nice.
lake for a very, very long time. Grew up there most of my life and mastered the waters, so to speak, with a friend of mine one summer, and we learned how to troll for striper, and we bought all this fucking equipment, expensive stuff, nice Shimano rod, core line, all sorts of like crazy ass lures, and we would troll in this little 16-foot crestliner boat. We get up at super early in the morning and get out before all the traffic, and it didn't matter rain or shine, cold or hot. We fished, pretty much every day that summer, and we got to the point where we were starting to catch a lot of them. And then we started going for the bigger fish, and that was the biggest that either of us caught, that particular summer. And then we started figuring out how to pare down and go for like the 6 to 8 pounders, but then we traded in all of our really expensive, almost like deep sea rods and gear for 8-foot fly rods, and started fly fishing for the big balls, which made it even more fun. So, probably spent that summer, I would bet you I caught 120, 150 fish, all striper primarily. We'd catch a lot of smallmouth bass and catfish and shit too, but the striper was where it's at. But there's actually a picture on my Instagram from many moons ago. I think that was probably, single digit 2000s. But yeah, that's the biggest fish. It was a lot of fun. It took a long time to get in the boat.
Have you guys ever been noodling for catfish? Were you
Also how I caught my wife. That's a different story.
So noodling, for those of you who aren't familiar, and I'm not that brave. I've had friends that have done it. You go catfishing for with your bare hand. So your bait is your arm, the tackle is your arm, everything is your arm, and you kind of just go across on riverbeds and you just feel for holes where catfish back themselves into, and they just wait for a smaller fish to go in there and bam, and that smaller fish is your hand, and you can pull out a pretty large size catfish. But no, I've never noodled myself. I've just known friends that have, and also known friends that have also got bitten by snapping turtles doing the same activity. That's why I try not to put my hands in any fishing holes that I'm not sure. I'll stick with the rod and reel for sure on that aspect. I'll go to my biggest fish story is out in Cocoa Beach. We're on a charter with a large amount of people, and everyone tossed in, I think it was like $5, maybe $10, and largest catch got the pot. And myself and Beskar X was on the boat, and we caught the largest, second largest, and third largest fish, and they're all pink snapper. And we brought them right into shore and cooked them up, and actually gave a whole bunch to people on the ship with us. And we, captured and ate our goods, and there was plenty of pink snapper in the ocean. So they're the right size to get them out of there, and we ate them, and it was absolutely delicious. And speaking of deliciousness, I was looking at what the Zerg Studio has going on, and Garth, you've been cooking up some delicious stuff over here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Zerg Studio, what you've been building here with the team? I've already been into the Perpetual book and have voted on my next quest, and that might be a good volley point here. Over to you here, Garth.
Yeah, thank you. So Zerg is a collective of some incredibly gifted individuals, and then there's me, that have basically been in the space for, I don't know, since the beginning, roughly. And we've seen it all. We've kind of done it all. We've been a part of a lot of things. We've built a lot of things, and kind of just found an opportunity to all work together to kind of build something that captures a lot of what we're passionate about. And some of that is, what we love about Web3. Some of it is what we absolutely fucking hate about it. Some of it is what we love about community. And some of it, again, is what we absolutely hate about it. But we also wanted to layer in some newer stuff that we're very passionate about, which includes, artificial intelligence, and I say that loosely in air quotes, but LLMs for all intents and purposes, and leveraging those to help build a bit more value in what we're trying to create and what we're building. And so we've kind of layered in these pieces of technology and have really started to build what has become the Warriors, which is a very interesting project that has a strategy where we drop collections, smaller collections over the course of time. It's not like something that we want to sell out immediately, but it gives us a lot of flexibility and opportunity to build some really cool narrative and really cool experiences. So as you experienced with the book, you don't have to have an NFT to participate in the Perpetual novel, but a lot of that is technology, LLM tech that we're using to allow a book to continue to be created based on a choose your own adventure style of experience. So with a Warriors talisman, which you can obtain through our Discord and through various other ways, that is in fact powered by Awardable, another platform we'll get into in a bit. But what that allows you to do is participate in that story. You don't necessarily have to be a part of the Discord, although there is a lot of conversation that happens in there about what people are picking, what people are voting on, and what they're interested in. And so that's a lot of fun. And it's very, very easy to get a Warriors talisman. That's kind of like the Mario coin, if you will, for our experience. They're very, very plentiful. And they have a lot of utility, but they're actually not even like the NFT. So with a Warriors talisman, you can get a half off mint. With a Warriors talisman, you can participate in the book. With a Warriors talisman or talismans, you can do a lot of other things. So that's the experience that you saw. And then inside of our Discord server, we have various other types of questing and experiences that allow you to earn other talismans that are also powered by Awardable. And with that, you can earn through different levels of participation and stack those badges, if you will. And as you stack those open up opportunities for other types of experiences like legendary mints or free mints or things of that nature. So we're folding in that like love of gamification and that love of like, stacking and grinding and building and, having some sort of reciprocation in the interaction there. So it's not just sitting in a Discord chatting our faces off for, an allow list spot, because obviously that is no longer the meta. And so Awardable, to kind of go into that a little bit, is a great platform. It uses the concept of badging. You can deploy badges as a creator or as a user and allow people to collect those badges in various capacities. So you could distribute them through single-use code. You could distribute them through geolocation. You could assign one for this very Twitter space, and anybody that's in this Twitter space, you could assign a badge to. Likes, retweets, quote tweets, etc. Any type of engagement can get a badge. There are embedded types. There are very, very different types of integrations, tons in fact. If you go to the awardable.gg website, you can look at the resources and the use cases there to understand the myriad of different options we have to deploy such badges. The beautiful thing about this is there's absolutely no Web3 in that type of interaction. So you don't need a wallet, which is great, but this can open up the door for you to participate in Web3, allow listing, and also you can connect your wallet later on if you so choose. And then you can actually mint these things as well if you desire to keep them as an NFT, but you can mint them across 7 or 6 different EVM chains. Of course, you pay the gas, very small fee in most cases, depending on the time of day. But that's awardable, and that's a whole kind of other experience that is built out, and that's kind of powering a lot of what's going on in the back end. So I'll stop there and see if anybody has any questions about all that shit that I just sputtered out.
I like the concept of just like the badge, the almost like it almost brings me back to like Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Brownies, Girl Scouts, where like you have to earn and get promotion along the way, and then being a participant, you're getting more things as you're going towards that. And that's not even really linked to Web3, as you're saying, which is even more intriguing, because then you still have a way of ownership, and you have a way of notoriety of showing what you've earned and kept throughout the space.
I think it also lowers the barrier of entry. I mean, I think there's a lot of people out there that are curious, a lot of people that want to see what's happening in the space that aren't really ready to commit to, getting a wallet or even understand how to get one. So we don't want to, forget about those people, right? If we're going to, bring more people into the space, and we have to create the experiences that are conducive to that type of user and that type of environment. And, a lot of what people have been talking about in the last several months in this space is, account abstraction and obfuscation of Web3 and taking out the word NFT in Web3. And I don't see a lot of people doing it. And I think that's one of the things that we love and hate about Web3, right? Is how do we do that? How do we do that in a way that is still rewarding, and you still have these tangible digital collectibles and assets, but there's not the worry or the intimidation of what Web3 brings to the table currently.
To reset the room, you can go to the top tweet up there where it is the Novoverse at Paris Shilton NFT. You can actually visually watch what we are talking about. I am on with Gartherly. We're talking about Zurich Studio. We also have Dr.Doge is back in the house. I know he took a little bit of time off because he was moving locations, so he's got the internet back up and running. He's in VR. I'm using the AR filter. We got Gartherly talking about the new access that you can get into these different Web3 projects, and it doesn't have to be wallet connectivity that he's been talking about. You can have your proof of attendance by simply earning badges along the way, and that could slowly migrate you into either storytelling, which I've just taken a part in prior with a perpetual story. And with that, you can pretty much, to sign in to vote, it would either be a Twitter handle or a Google accounts. That's something very simple entry that everyone probably has anywho and anyways in that. But, it just brings me to a couple things. I always think of like live business meetings. I know I have Ian listening now, but like, speaking with a way of earning badges throughout building something, if could be something as simple as building a couple outcomes to storylines, or it could be something as building vertical growing for farming in urban areas. And then we've also, Dr. Doge and I have spoken about how AI comes into storytelling and story making, and we've try to incorporate that into different forms of like fortune telling, tarot card readings, etc., etc. And just want to get Dr. Doge in with any questions that he might have for Gartherly or comments on Zurich Studio.
Definitely, dude. I like the whole, like we were mentioning early on too, as well, with the talismans and kind of lowering, I guess, price of cost of getting in as well. And especially like with badges, I mean, you think about it, even if it's something, in this area, like we're talking about here, applying it, look how things along that nature with games in general. I'm not saying, with the game, but just look at badges through Call of Duty history, right? You see something and it gives it a whole different aspect to how you look at it, that identifiable whatever that goes through about it. You grind out, you go through this, you get it. I like it. Like I said, it's been oh, can you hear me? Okay, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, it could be a badge just like having like your like tattoos that you're putting on. So, Garth, where do these badges get stored? Do they still get stored within the NFT itself? Is it a badge system that collects within Discord? How does that work?
So yes and no and yes.
Haha, yes. And no, and then yes.
Creating a Wordable account of options to set that account up, right? So you can authenticate with Discord, you can authenticate with Twitter, and in doing so, your account is basically stood up, right? And as you participate in different things across Discord and across Twitter, everything is basically pulled back into that account that you configure and that you set up. So once you have it, I would, say that you log in with Discord, right? Start there. And as you interact or, participate in certain things inside of Discord servers that are using Awardable, then your badges are just basically stored in that. You have an inbox, you have notifications. So as you've earned badges, you have an opportunity to go to your inbox and claim them. And then if somebody gifts you a badge or sends you a badge just out of being a good pal, those will show up as notifications, and as will users and followers and things of that nature. So in terms of like being able to attach them to the NFTs, there is a component in which we're building and have built, and it exists. And again, I want to reiterate a lot of like what we're talking about is there, right? This isn't pie in the sky stuff that we're thinking about building. All of this infra is ready to go, stress tested, and we're ready to fold it into just about any experience. So at one point in time, the opportunity to kind of fold your badge collection into your NFTs was very much there, but the user experience and the user interface for that's a little wonky. But the opportunity to use these badges to effectively change or impact your NFT could absolutely be leveraged, depending on your scenario and what you're trying to achieve. The technology that we build on the back end for our NFTs do allow for a certain level of dynamic interaction, that you've probably seen a lot in the space and a lot of people talk about, with different EIPs and things of that nature that have become very, very popular, to kind of nest NFTs inside of NFTs. So all that technology exists, all that's there. I don't want to say how much or what we're going to do with that yet. There's a lot of meat on the bone for that, and will be some really fucking incredible experiences that will deliver that kind of envelop that type of technology. And so very, very excited to release that, but I'm not going to say too much yet.
And here's one thing. I mean, for those of you who don't know, myself and Garth have worked many, many hours together prior, when we both used to work at Vayner NFT, now Vayner 3, excuse me. And one thing that I did was able to make very apparent is Gartherly's experience, not only within Discords, but just in making really cool stuff. And just being able to see what he's been doing in the space for as long as I've been in the space, and to seeing where it's progressing till now, where it is solving problems. It is solving the problems of stagnant time within Discords, where not a lot of things are happening, unfortunately, in a lot of Discords nowadays. It's very community driven, usually just by like one artist just trying to, do everything. But to have gamification interlocked with the latest technology that's out there, and create storylines, create pretty much a loyalty program with a badge system, and then that slowly builds the community aspect that you guys talk, where you're not going to be releasing all of the NFTs all at once, because there's a thought process of how you're going to release them. and that's
Yeah,
probably based on the storyline as well.
I think the big thing too is just understanding like the value that we're creating for people in different ways, right? And so many people are focused on bullshit KPIs and metrics for projects that don't really effectively communicate like the value of the project, right? And so that's something that's often overlooked, and a sad truth, based on years past and what we've turned this space into. And for us, we just kind of throw that shit out the window, and we want to continue developing really fun and exciting things that people can actually use. And you don't just have, a silly JPEG as a PFP that you're staring at, waiting for floor price to go up so you can fucking dump it and move on to the next one. So we are trying to build value. We're trying to create really, really cool things for folks to have fun with and bring that fun that was in the space, I think, when we all first got here and loved it. And, we missed that, right? It's very nostalgic and we want to bring it back. And I think our tech is incredibly future-proofed and incredibly versatile at the same time. So I think we'll continue to build and continue to release stuff that just blows people's minds. And the team that, that I work with have been here for a long time, and they've done this stuff already. The stuff that you're hearing about today was talked about or done by them 2 years ago. And so I'm really, really lucky in the sense that I get to work with such a gifted team of individuals that can really pull this shit off, because I've been in this space long enough where I've dealt with a lot of people that have a lot of really, really great ideas. And I love, like anybody else, to sit down and, burn one and talk about every idea under the sun. But when there's no execution and there's no, nobody out there trying or nobody out there doing it, it just kind of falls on deaf ears. And again, like, I can't give enough credit to the extraordinary team behind all this stuff that, gives me even some opportunities to throw some ideas in there to make this shit really cool. And it's really, really thrilling, and I'm excited to see what we do. And, we've only been at it for a very short period of time, so the future is going to be incredibly exciting.
That's right. Keep building. I mean, I got a great team around me. We got, Dr. Doge. We're giving Sixth the night off. KevinOnEarth is running around somewhere on cyber right now. Dr. Doge, any questions for Gartherly or anything about Zerg Studio?
No, I'm liking what you just mentioned earlier too about the whole, connecting through, and it's kind of, a multi-social media, everything being pulled in. I mean, hell, most of us, anytime we're either on Twitter or Discord or doing stuff like that anyways, that whole element to it. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And and what did you exactly say? You said that was through Awardable, and is that something like as y'all have as well? Like for that aspect, like being able to just kind of go cross platform, whether it's Twitter, Discord, anything else that it's there. Yeah.
Yeah, Wordable just goes across all those
Okay.
platforms. So then, yeah, you can almost, be in the Web 2 wavelengths, and is that right, Gardley?
Yeah, you can set up an Awardable account right now by yourself if you just go to awardable.gg. There's an enterprise plan, but there's also a free plan, and you can start creating badges yourself today, right now. There's no governing body. There's no curation body that looks at your PFP or your creation and waits for 72 hours to tell you that they're not going to give it to you like some others do out there.
Nice.
So if you want to send to somebody, or if you want to gift it to someone that doesn't have a wallet, that's fine. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. If you do have a wallet, or your pal does have a wallet, then you can mint these things, as I mentioned before. Which are really, really cool. They look great, in the marketplaces. There's, hundreds of thousands of, tens of thousands of images out there already. And some of them have, very particular claim requirements, right? Like I said earlier, being a part of this Twitter space might be a claim requirement. Liking, retweeting, or quote tweeting this Twitter space might be a requirement. There's integrations for Twitch. There's integrations for Discord. So joining a Discord, getting a role in a Discord, taking part in a certain activity in Discord, things like that can all institute badge claiming or usage. And so the sky's the limit. There's geolocation, there's QR codes, there's stacking. So you got to have badge 1 to get badge 2, and you got to have badge 1 and 2 to get 3, and so forth and so on. So there's really no limit to how you use these things. There's, obviously the Web3 integration to go further into that. If somebody's part of a very particular collection and you want to make sure that, their wallet is, associated with that collection or owns an NFT in that collection, you can bring that into the fold. There's Twitch integration. There's, future integrations across most of the popular social media networks, and even, some of the more prominent and more popular email service providers. You can embed awardable badges. So if you wrote a piece of content and you wanted to stick that in a blog, like a Medium article or something like that, and you wanted to give that to someone as a token of appreciation to show they read the article, or maybe they want to say they did, you can embed them in that. So 1,000,001 fucking use cases for this. And again, it's all ready, it's all built, it's all there. And that's just like one part of what we folded into the platform, because it's kind of already owned by the team.
That's pretty nuts.
Man, that's big. That's big. Just like Metacon's fish, an 18-pounder salmon. Nice catch there. That's awesome. And then also Mr. Frog Guy. If you looked up at that top tweet there, he's got Series 1 Warriors just cycling through there. 500 in that first. Is that correct? 500 in that first series, Garth? Is that right?
Yep, first series. And there'll be subsequent series of the same size, like as we continue.
I'm getting the swing of things here. So feel free to give a like and a retweet to Mr. Frog.eth. Promote the space, promote this space, but promote this space in general. And then also, Garth, can you talk a little bit about the war that's coming? What's that about? Is that a little tokenomics going on? What's the deal?
So it's a great question, and it's a hard question to answer. When you start bringing in significant tokens, ERC20 specifically into projects, kind of start to make things a little bit more difficult from a legal perspective. So there are some things that we're looking at, some options. There'll be some more information on that coming very, very soon.
Wait, hold on a second. How can people just make like V-Bucks and sell them on Fortnite and make, like you're saying, Mario coins and sell those and just make up currency and sell gift cards for? How is those regulated, or are those not regulated? I'm not sure how that works, but I'm just saying, if you have that as part of your promotional, giveaways, and people add value to it because you have value in the community, why can't you do that? I'm sorry, I'm just venting.
No, you absolutely can. And I think you have to be very, very careful, from a legal perspective, and be incredibly careful about speculation and, involving that. So there will be an economic system developed that does hold a lot of merit in our economy and in our, campaigns and inside of our entire, ecosystem that we build. So, war is definitely one of those pieces to the puzzle. And, I'm really, really excited about how we're going to build that out. We've got the badge system, but we also have like a point system and a couple of other things that will kind of feed into this. And so, the big thing is as you started in the project and you kind of came about it and started experiencing things in the Discord, the first thing that we gave out, in abundance was, that Warriors talisman. That was kind of like the gateway piece, right? And you could collect hundreds of them if you wanted, each one of them being half off. So there was a lot of value that was provided to that, and that value could just be given to anybody at any point in time. We didn't care if you gifted those tokens to your neighbor or your friend. I think you could kind of think of our point system in a very, very similar way, but there will be like better benefits that you will be able to stack these things and use these as a currency of sorts. Whereas the badges you'll still be able to receive and use in very specific use cases. These might be a bit more, versatile and used across the platform in a multitude of ways.
Nice. I like it. Oh, there we go. Satan, thank you for dropping in the rewards. That's awrd.gg. And yeah, right there. You can enter the space to get yourself a reward. And why not just reward yourself through all those for just being an active participant. That's what it is, being an active participant, seeing the new things that are out there. Like you were saying, a lot of these things that you guys have built just haven't been displayed and haven't been fully used by communities, or maybe they have and just been hiding, and just haven't been, fully out there. Dr. Doge, any questions, thoughts, concerns, ideas?
I don't think, man, at the moment I'm pretty good. This is pretty interesting. Like I said, it's just like it's pretty nuts. Like you said, just having all over. I mean, that's everywhere. We're already doing this. It's like real world achievements almost, thinking about it like that. Just what you can have no matter what. And I don't know, it's almost like you were trying to describe it a little while ago. You might just do something and you don't even know that you've gotten it, until afterwards, not even realizing what that requirement is, just Googling, searching, anything like that, making the
Well,
post.
it's like a lot of people
Yeah.
don't know, like, the voids are like fully rigged, so they might get in there, understand what it is. So I guess that brings up the next question, Garth. For the warriors themselves, for the Zerg warriors, what do they have any files that are included with them? Are they fully rigged? Are they 3D? Are they 2D? And then what does the ownership look like once you have them? I mean, are they part of the storyline? Can you add them part of the storyline?
Yeah, they can definitely be a part of the storyline, and I think there's going to be some really, really cool ways that you'll be able to weave them into the storyline and even interact with them in ways that we've not seen before. That will be part of the story, or it could be your own type of experience or journey. And again, that's tech that's been built. We just haven't deployed it yet. As far as the artwork goes, it is just all 2D flat artwork. Quite frankly, I don't think we really give a shit what you do with it. I'm not going to call it CC0 or anything like that, but I don't think we're really going to have any like very strong opinions on some of that. That could change. We're entitled to make that change if we feel the need to. But as of right now, kind of free reign. Really cool art. If you go, I think somebody's got couple of folks have some of the early art on here. If you go into the Discord, you can clearly see like some of the other stuff that we're creating for this next series. Some really, really cool shit. We've got a lot of technology behind that as well. All custom, all, built in-house. That helps us build these pieces, QA these pieces, write some incredibly cool and custom metadata for these pieces. I think people are going to be really, really thrilled to see, some of this come out. Again, all deployed on a 721A contract with optimized gas. So we've seen gas as low as a couple bucks to met some of these. So if you're able to come in and stack, some badges through, just having general conversation in the server, or if you're able to earn or win a legendary talisman or a free mint, you could have picked some of these up for a couple bucks. That will continue to happen as we drop these subsequent releases. So there's always going to be an opportunity for everybody to enter this at the lowest possible barrier. We just want to see some activity. We want to see some community building. We want to see some interaction and engagement from folks. And we're happy to, reward those that are willing to participate. And
does this take away, I just can't realize, this almost takes away from any farming to be done, right? Like it's almost, because you'd have to set up an account for each one of them, right? Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, I mean, you would definitely, I think some people could definitely do that, right? I mean, there's nothing.
I mean, you could if you wanted to, but it's not like the old days where you can just front load it and just, take the first 30 off the top of the mint if you wanted to.
And I think, we're not idiots either. We can spot shit like that pretty clearly and create things to,
prevent that from gas wars. And yeah, like you were saying, you could stack it and space it out. And
nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that are in this Twitter space right now that have been here since the beginning. And
so Garth, is it fun to work with people who get it, who are smart? Like it must be a pleasure, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's an absolute pleasure, and it's something that I enjoy because I learn so much more working with people that get it, because I have these ideas in my brain of how things should work. And a couple team members are very, very awesome about politely telling you to shut the fuck up. Okay? And you kind of sit there and you think about it and you're like, wow, I should think about this in a different way. And it's really great. It's having been in this space for a while. I've worked with people that have had zero experience launching projects, and I've worked with large enterprise brands that have no idea what's going on. So it's been a real breath of fresh air, just again to connect with a gifted team of people that also work their fucking ass off. It's not like everyone just kind of sits around, comes up with an idea, dumps it, and leaves. It's just consistent effort. Consistent refactoring of code and ideas, concepts, and building. And, again, one of the things I loved about this space and what drew me to it was all of that activity and all that creation and building, and whether it was lore or community or tech or what have you. It's just like, again, something I'm very, very passionate about. So I'm immediately attracted to that and any project that's doing it.
Once again, to reset the room, you can actually visually see what we're talking about on top. If you swipe all the way to the right, you'll see Paris Hilton up there. Then you can take a gander at Zurich Studio or their hideout, aka their Discord. And then Mr. Frog showing, cycling through the wonderful art that the Warriors have coming out of Zurich Studio. And then also the book. The book is kind of the Choose Your Own Adventure, where you can start participating right now, and you don't even need to have a Web3 wallet connectivity to it. You can use credentials from the Web2 world as well. I'm hanging out here. I'm love to have him back, Dr. Doge. He sometimes confuses me when he is in VR and in real life, just because what he's been working on in Unreal Engine 5, and sometimes the real photos of his new location and his wonderful house is just, they are mirror images. So his digital doppelganger is like a identical twin in all of this. For myself, for this week, if you look in there, I got a big week coming up. Tomorrow, I will be on with J Bond and Storyverse, and there's going to be some alpha news being released upon CryptoPunks. Yeah, that's nice. Right, some CryptoPunk action within there. And then on Tuesday, we'll be with Dogs and Eggs, and they're listening in right now, I believe. So we'll be the rare ape memes, Pepe memes will be giving me the intro and the mic. And then later on Tuesday night, Spotty Wi-Fi is having his Spotty Labs HQ grand opening, 95 parcels grand opening. So it will be the next today, Monday, Tuesday, whole bunch of stuff. And a lot of people have been building in the space, and now it's time to start showing it off, just like we're seeing with the Warriors, just like we're seeing with Dr. Doge's new place and getting back into VR. And we're seeing with Storyverse, and there's so many more ands that could be involved in this. So we're going to keep on building in this space. Garth, what's the best thing for people to help the Zurich Studio build these Warriors?
Join the community, hop into the Discord, say what's up, become a part of it, experience it, sign up for Awardable, snag an NFT, stack some badges, earn some shit. I think there's a lot coming soon, really, really soon, that I think are going to impress a lot of people in terms of how engaged you can get inside of our server and what you can interact with and what you can experience. Again, stuff that I think should have always been here that just hasn't been here before. So we're going to make it very, very easy for everybody to participate and at your own pace. So I think engaging and joining is the first step. You don't have to come to the Discord and chat for 900,000 hours. If you want to, that's great. You can earn a lot of really cool shit. But you can also find these opportunities to participate in these kind of microtransactions that can earn you some really cool shit. So again, join up, become part of the, part of the hideout, become a warrior and just hang out.
I see Prophet Bones down there. He's a proud collector of the badges. Get throwing up some hearts. So, I mean, this is something I'm going to have to actually start taking a deeper dive look into. Not Zurich Studio, because I know I've done my research on that, but just the badges, the reward system, the appreciation of people listening to the Novoverse in and out, people coming in and watching Dr. Doge do his thing in VR, or listen to Six and music, or watch see what Avery Piper. Where's Avery Piper, by the way? Garth, you have to get on AP. He said he was going to be here today. He got tied down.
Because I flaked at the last one last Sunday, so I'm not going to give AP any trouble. But I was excited to hear his voice and chat with him again, because I do really, really enjoy hanging with AP. So I will shoot him a little text here shortly and tell him he's a punk.
Yeah, that's right. But the weather's good, so maybe he's at the mercy of Mother Nature. If Mother Nature's being nice out on the East Coast for him, but Garth, it's been good chatting with you. Airwaves are always open for you. Next time when you guys release your next batch, come on, let's talk about it. We can talk about attribute classes. We can see where the storyline goes. Healthy community that are down there. Maybe we hop into Discord and we do a video Discord takeover. We just hop in and people want to go in there and chat. We can sit in there and chat, talk storyline, and maybe we'll line up some awards for people here.
Yeah, and I'll drop this. You can come in and chat with me. You can chat with the community, but there will also be some NPCs running around, and that's going to be really exciting. So a lot of the community doesn't know about that yet. So I'm spilling a little tea, but you might be talking to AI. Who knows?
No, that's awesome. NFT Buzz, thanks for tuning in. I greatly appreciate listening in. I've learned some today. I always love learning. I've been familiar with it. Have a couple new people following me. I'm following some new people back. So happy to have Dr. Doge back. I know you've been dying to get in. I've almost been keeping up to date with your travels and getting linked in with getting internet into your new location. So if anyone has a discount code for Starlink, or has good friends with Elon Musk, or maybe an old Starlink, they can donate to Dr. Doge so we can get him firing at full capacity, at maximum strength on your internet access there, my friend, because I think you're on what 1G service maybe?
No, bro, it's 5 to 10 megabytes a second at the moment. Yeah, it's not fast at all. Yeah.
So you sound like you. That's like me when I was in the EHEM gallery and I just couldn't get my VR running any faster. It's just like running so slow, but
Dude,
we had a lot of art in there.
Oh yeah. It took, man, this home world here, it took a while to load up the other day finally when it came through, and it's like a relatively small world, but yeah, when it's super slow. I'm about to look through, like I said, give me some satellite.
It is a small world after all. Doge. I'm going to be back on these airwaves the next 2 days. If not, we'll be back in on Sunday for sure, because that's our normally scheduled time. Feel free to make sure you're retweeting what Gardley has been putting out there. You can take a look at Zerg Studio. I'm sorry, I keep on saying studios, like they have multiple of them. They do, because they are in everyone's. They have multiple members there and lots of studio space. So thanks to Garth again. Garth, you want to give another shout out, or that quick 90-second elevator pitch? I don't know how long an elevator would be ride. 90 seconds is a long elevator ride, but you want to give an elevator pitch here real quick?
First and foremost, I'm going to thank a lot of folks down here in the crowd.
Do it. Yes, please do.
Bambino, I see OG, I see Prophet Bones, my homie. See Drummer, quite a few other folks. Heath Jack is a proud member of the awardable community, and also just a stalwart in Warriors. And so glad to see all of you here. And someone I haven't seen in a long time is Don't Hate, Celebrate. Really, really appreciate you showing up, bro. And Field Trips, blast from the past, brother. Thank you for coming. Ewok, of course. Thank you, Satan, as well. If I left anybody out, eat shit. I don't really care. Just kidding. But thanks for hosting, Novo, and thank you, Dr. Doge, for joining. And I hope you get some internet soon, and look forward to connecting with everybody again really, really soon.
Dude, like
Garth, anything for you, my friend. Honestly, anything, and we're gonna keep building, because that's what we do and we do best. And I love how you build and what you're doing, because you do it the right way with the right people. and always a very positive person. And I'm so happy that I've been able to cross paths with you and continue to cross paths with you. So I hope all is well. I hope the family is well. Keep pulling it down the Midwest, and maybe I'll just take the train down there and we'll catch a Cubs Cards game or something like that.
Soon.
Shit, yeah.
All right, Garth Doge.
Yo.
We're gonna tune it out Sunday.
Yep.
Tune back in tomorrow evening, Storyverse. And then I'm gonna be. You can see him right down there. The rare A Pepes. I'll be in there getting memed up. Life is a meme. I'm going to be part of that
Nah.
as well. Tuesday during the day, and then Spotty Wi-Fi has his Decentraland HQ opening up. So we'll see you when we see you soon. From Dr. Doge.
I didn't know that Satan put this in here, but if you look at the comments, the Blades talisman is up for raffle. I do believe everybody that's in here can participate in that. If I'm not mistaken, Satan, give me a thumbs down and tell me that I'm wrong. But everybody should be able to try to snag that after they set up an awardable account, get in the raffle. That could get you a free Warriors mint.
Nah,
all right, well, still talk us through that. Talk us through that. Let's slow that down, my friend. How do we do it? So we got it. I got it up there in the top now. So we go in there, and it's the Wardables GG /5976, right? That's the award, correct?
Yep. So I would go to that. I would hit enter, and I would highly recommend, since this is being deployed on Twitter, it's probably better to log in or sign up with Twitter, sync that account up, and then probably I don't know if I can do it if I don't have a clean account. But you should either be prompted to enter at that point, or you might need to just kind of loop back through and hit that link one more time. But I would definitely recommend using Twitter just for this integration. But obviously, you can see the other opportunities or options to go off there.
I love it. I like it. I'm actually filling it out right now on my phone as we're in Spaces.
I think Field Trips that's in here will get a kick out of it being called the Blades Talisman. There's actually a long story about a guy named Blade that we used to know a long time ago.
Was he in the? Did they make a comic book after him? Just out of curiosity.
No, I don't even know if Field Trips is here anymore, but I get a kick out of it. Yeah, I still see you in here. Cool. Yeah, everybody try it out. Give it a shot, and hope you win. If not, you can sneak back into the Discord server and bug me and everyone.
Sorry, you're getting dead air now because I'm honestly clicking buttons, signing it in, and I think I signed in. I think that's it. I think I'm in. I think I'm good. I just had to authorize the app through my Google account. And yeah, I could throw those fists up now. Well, Gartherly, I'm glad that you stopped this at the end. You're like the Jelly of the Month Club. You're the gift that keeps on giving. I greatly appreciate that. And we can continue with this the more we go. And if you need to know more about, what they are doing at Zerg Studios, by all means, we could push that over to Garth. He has plenty of time on his hands. Wink, wink. If not, if you look down on the followers down there, I don't want to. Let's see. I'm trying to find a good person. I guess Prophet Bones, since he's the one that tweeted it out. Prophet Bones can maybe help with that. If not, DM me. I'll link in there. I'm gonna start looping into this as well. So maybe I'll get a badge out of this. How do we get who gets the winner of this particular badge, Garth? Is this a one of one that randomly gets distributed? What did I sign up for? What did I do here?
Yeah, so if you win the raffle, somebody will hopefully tweet it out. We probably announce it in the Discord as well. But I would say check your awardable account. You'll have an inbox in there, the upper right-hand corner. You'll see a little bell, little icon for an inbox. If you win it, you probably will get a notification in there, and something will show up in your inbox, and then you can grab it from there.
Ding, 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 ding. Looks like Dr. Doge lost his internet. He waved real quick before he can even get the words out. Bye. I got a couple people watching online right now. I greatly appreciate if you're watching on YouTube. Nicholas, thank you. Yes, I see what you're doing. Thank you. Lego Jams, thanks for watching as well. We love you guys. You guys are doing wonderful. Who else we got in here? Me and I say hi. I said hi. Thank you. And then a whole bunch of memes from you guys. I appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. You can watch this. This will be saved. Twitter Spaces, so you can listen to it. It is also at CryptoNovo311 on YouTube, so you can check it out on YouTube. And it is on Twitch as well, which you can watch for a limited time because it only saves in there for a week or so. And then I hope you guys all have a great one. Yep, your third favorite element is carbon. Wonderful. I would say mine. I don't know what my favorite element is, but that's a good one. Maybe that's a question for next week. From all my aliens, apes, and zombies to all the Garthalies out in the world, which are aliens, apes, and zombies, we will be here live action again next Sunday. I will be on live with Storyverse tomorrow. I'll be Life is a Meme on Tuesday, and then also Spotty Wi-Fi on Tuesday as well. And that's going to be it for me. I'm going to find a song to exit to. We entered in with a Dr. Doge song. I'm going to pick out a different song here. We'll go to music videos. If you're listening at home, you might not be able to hear it at home, different frequencies. If you're listening on Spaces, this is the Novo. Positive and left first. Once again, thanks for tuning in. It's Crypto Novo. Stay positive and love life. Peace.